Opening weekend in Green Bay was an absolute disaster.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, let's do it, everybody. Matt Derry with you on a Sunday edition of Locked On Lions right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today is week one, opening day, Sunday, September 7th, into Monday, September 8th, a little post-game edition of Locked On Lions. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for making us your first listen, checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. Again, Matt Derry with you. Thanks for being with us. Today was terrible. Today was flat out awful. There is no other way to slice it, dice it, serve it on a platter, hand it over, whatever you want to say. The Detroit Lions got embarrassed in Green Bay today by the Packers, 27-13. We will get into everything that occurred today at Lambeau Field. Locked On Lions today brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Where do we start? Where do we start? First and foremost, let's get this out of the way. This is one game. The season's not over. The team doesn't suck. Same old Lions isn't back. No, I'm not doing that. All right. You want to go to another show or find another station, whatever, that maybe he's going to say that. If that's going to make you feel better, go for it. But we've been doing this now, and this is our 10th season doing this show. You guys know me. Got to be fair. Got to be balanced. Gotta bring it strong, but also let's look big picture here. The Green Bay Packers are very good. We knew this. And Dan Campbell said it after the game today. They knew what they were up against. But all three phases sucked. All of them. Special teams. Guys are bringing, you got an opportunity to start at the 35-yard line. And guys are bringing kick returns out from the end zone. You know, Jack Fox booms a punt. Special teams penalty. Re-kick. Kicks a wobbler. And the Packers gain 35 yards. All three phases were bad today. The Lions were not prepared to play today. They weren't. This is on the coaches. This is on the players. This is on the general manager. It's on everybody. Green Bay whooped on them today. Molly-whopped the Lions to the tune of 27-13. Jordan Love had time to throw. Jared Goff didn't. Packers ran the football at the end of the game. Lions could never get the ground game going. 46 yards rushing today, our crack research staff tells us, is the fourth lowest rushing output in the Dan Campbell era. And it was just not a good performance today. And it started bad, and it ended bad too. I mean, yes, Isaac Tisla caught a crazy touchdown pass at the end during garbage time, but regardless, not a good performance today from the Lions. Again, one game and you move on. Detroit hosts Chicago next Sunday at 1:00 at Ford Field in the home opener. They need you guys. The fans need to be there and loud, and hopefully the Lions bounce back. But they were outclassed today all day, and you got to give credit to where credit is due to the Green Bay Packers. Their game plan was better. They protected their quarterback better. And that's where I want to start for a second here. Because for the last couple of years, right, how have the Detroit Lions won football games? They went from 9 wins to 12 to 15 over the last 3 years. How'd they do it? The Lions did it by winning up front. They won the battles in the trenches. Their offensive line was stout and strong. They were good up the middle. And their defensive line was physical and wore other teams' offensive lines down. And you throw in a guy like Aiden Hutchinson or Lee McNeil or whomever. And on the offensive line, it stopped, it started, it was all about Frank Ragnow. Frank Ragnow is not here anymore. Frank Ragnow is retired. And Frank Ragnow's replacement today was abysmal. Graham Glasgow looked like a 33-year-old Schwinn rental. That's what he looked like. He was abominable today. And I'll be interested in seeing what the PFF grades are. They should be bad across the board on the offensive line. Tate Ratledge was bad. Christian Mahogany was bad. Penei Sewell the Lions' best offensive lineman, all pro right tackle. He's getting pushed around by Micah Parsons. And yes, Tony Romo and Jim Nantz spent 3 hours just lathering up in that Parsons butter. Oh, the Savior has arrived. He's the next Reggie White. Oh, Micah Parsons. 3 hour love fest for Micah Parsons. But you know what Micah Parsons did? He got on the field for a snap. He goes right around Penei Sewell. What are we doing? All offseason, I told you, I'm not going to be that concerned about the offensive line with the new faces because they got Hank Fraley. That dude can coach up an offensive line. Well, today, I don't know what happened. The O-line today got pushed around. Van Ness 4 pressures. Parsons had a sack and 3 pressures. Everybody was getting in there. Wyatt, they're all getting in there. Jared Goff was sacked 4 times today. Lions, 0 sacks, 2 pressures the whole day. But we start with the offensive line. That has to be addressed. It was a bad day. I'm not giving up on any of them, including Graham Glasgow. But you know what? We're starting to see a trend with good old Graham. Good old Graham's Michigan man. He played with the Lions. He's back with the team. He's that veteran presence. He stunk in the second half last year at left guard. But no, it's okay. He wasn't comfortable over there. Let's put him at center. He was horrid today. It's one game. I'm not replacing him yet, but I'm telling you, my blinders are on. My big lights are on. My bright lights have been, the blue light is on in my car. I'm watching him closely because Frank Ragnow was an elite center. This dude today, watch the film. He was lost. It was a bad day for Graham Glasgow. And if this continues, he has to be replaced. I don't know if you want to play Kingsley Agwakin. I don't know if you want to move Ratledge over there in the middle of the season. I highly doubt you're going to do that with a rookie that's never played the position before. But man, oh man. Pressure up front, miscommunications, run game stuffed. That's, we could talk about Ben Johnson. We could talk about Johnny Morton. We could talk about Kelvin Shepard, all of that. Everybody is to blame, okay? But execution and the play of the interior of that offensive line was atrocious. It really was. Like I said before, the Lions ran for 46 yards on 22 carries. They averaged 2.1 a carry. David Montgomery, 11 carries, 25 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, 9 carries, 19 yards. Gibbs did catch 10 passes today for 31 yards. That's it. 10 catches, 100 yards is the norm. Right? So they get some work to do. And next week, hopefully it's cleaned up and the middle of that offensive line is better. But today, brutal. Absolutely brutal. And credit goes to the Packers. Again, give Green Bay some love. Their defense is young and aggressive, and they came out and they shoved the Lions. They shoved them right in their face all day. As far as the defensive line, not much better, folks. Aiden Hutchinson's stat line today reads like this: 0 tackles, 0 sacks, 0 tackles for a loss, 1 quarterback hit. Not good, Bob. Again, that won't continue. Aiden Hutchinson is an elite player. He's very, very good. First game back, though, you rarely heard his name called. Right? The Lions, first round pick, Tyleik Williams, 2 tackles. Nothing else. Marcus Davenport. Oh, Marcus is going to be good. 3 tackles. No sacks, no pressures. And when they got pressure on Jordan Love, what did Jordan Love do? He nearly threw a pick. Anzalone dropped it. Then he nearly throws another pick. Does throw it. Brian Branch makes an unbelievable play. Returns it for a touchdown. Called back because of a holding penalty and illegal contact on Rock Yassin. Lions just could not get out of their own way today. It was bad all across the board. 27-13 Packers over the Lions. Matt Derry with you on a little Sunday post-game recap. Let's talk a little bit more about the offense and Jared Goff. We'll get into the defense as well. And I am going to hand out a game ball today. I've got one. You heard me. One game ball. I will hand that out later in the show. And Locked On Lions for a Sunday edition is brought to you by our friends at PrizePicks, the daily fantasy app where making the right call can actually pay off. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right means cashing in. Football back, PrizePicks is the simplest and fastest way to get in on the action. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections, and you can turn your takes into real prizes, all in less than 60 seconds. Tomorrow night, Monday Night Football from Chicago. That's right. It's Bears and Vikings. All right. You want to put some money down on Justin Jefferson numbers or DeAndre Swift numbers or anything like that. You can do that at PrizePicks tomorrow. Phone's blowing up. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 play. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Lions lose today to the Green Bay Packers 27-13. Jordan Love throws for $188, couple of touchdowns. Hey, Tony Romo calls it tutties. That broadcast sucks. Oh my God, is that horrible? Jim Nantz is done. And Romo's horrible. Romo is so bad. I don't know what he's talking about. No idea. They did 5 minutes on tutters and tutties. I don't know what the hell they're talking about in that broadcast. Oh my God. Terrion Arnold's out of the game. He's been out of the game for 10 minutes. And these two are talking about Vince Lombardi and Curly Lambeau. Guys, Terrion Arnold's hurt. Can we find out where he is? Please. Jaden Reed, a touchdown catch. Tucker Kraft had a touchdown as well for the Packers. Jared Goff, 31 out of 39, but only 225 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was sacked 4 times. Jordan Love today had a passer rating of 128.6. Jared Goff's passer rating, 88.6. Packers ran for 78 yards today, 66 of those from Josh Jacobs in a touchdown. Lions ran for just 46 yards. Gibbs caught 10 balls. Laporta 6 for 79. Amon-Ra just 4 catches for 45. Jameson Williams 4 catches for 23 yards. That's really it for him. Shout out to the Lions, though. Brand new contract for Jameson Williams, agreed upon over the weekend, an extension that will start in 2027 for 3 years and $83 million. So JMO is going to make about $27 to $28 million a year starting in 2027. To be honest with you, I like it. I like it. You're not going to have 2 $30 million receivers, and the price tag is only going to go up. So you get him at a pretty good rate. I think it's a team-friendly deal. But JMO's got to deliver. But today, nobody delivered for the Lions. Jake Bates had a couple of field goals, and then the Tesla touchdown catch, which was actually pretty crazy. Jack Campbell, 9 tackles, led the Lions, 5 solo. Derek Barnes had 6. I told you Friday Derek Barnes would play pretty well. Edgerrin Cooper, Packers, a linebacker, 12 tackles, 8 solo today. Rashawn Gary had a sack and a half. Lucas Van Ness, a half a sack. Devontae Wyatt had a sack, and Micah Parsons had a sack for Green Bay. Lions sacks, there were none. All right. There's going to be a lot made all week about how the Lions got 1 garbage time touchdown at the end, and that's basically it. And there's going to be some talk about John Morton. You're going to hear about it. I'm not ready to judge Johnny Morton or Kelvin Shepard after 1 game. I'm sorry, I'm not. Did I like that Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport were in coverage on some occasions? I did not like that. The Lions couldn't get a fingertip. Jordan Love, the first 2 drives of this game for Green Bay, had all day to throw. I mean, when I tell you the Lions won the toss, deferred to the second half, kicked the ball to the Packers, and Jordan Love's jersey was never touched the first series. Never touched. Like, that was ridiculous. He had way too much time to throw. And all he did on that first drive was take him down 83 yards in 12 plays. He hit Tucker Kraft with a 15-yard touchdown pass. Second drive, same type of thing. 36 yards, 7 plays, 34-yard Brandon McManus field goal. Lions got a Jake Bates 30-yard field goal and a 27-yard field goal, but that's all they did. 3 points in the second quarter, 3 points in the third, and the Tesla late touchdown. Lions had 246 yards of total offense. That's it. And they were 5 for 15 on third down. Too many mistakes. I'm giving John Morton and Calvin Shepard some time. That was my original point. All right, but nobody did the job today. Coaching staff, players. And look, Brad Holmes said we're good. Brad Holmes said we're good as far as edge rushers. All right, he told you that after the draft. He told you that after free agency. He told you that recently. He likes the material that they have. So Darius Smith just went to the Eagles on a 1-year incentive-laden $9 million. He can make up to $9 million. I didn't see anybody come off the edge today against Green Bay to make any kind of plays. Nobody. So that's not good. Aiden Hutchinson, we know will be better. Marcus Davenport, we know will be better. At least we hope. Hutchinson, we know will. But I'm pumping the brakes on Morton and Shepard 1 game in. Nobody did the job today. Nobody. So that was not a good scene. And you flush it and you hope for better results next Sunday against the Bears at home. This is still a good football team. There's still a lot of talent on the team, on the field. You saw it today, right? Other than ripping Tucker Kraft's helmet off of him and throwing it, which Brian Branch did, which was absolutely stupid. You saw Brian Branch made a heck of a diving catch on the interception. All right. You saw Jack Campbell today wrap up. You saw the run defense early in the game. Pretty good. But you scored 13 points, you're not going to win a lot of games. And that last touchdown came very late. The meat and potatoes of this game, the Lions could not get in the end zone. And their drives had to go long. Everything was check down city. Packers did a great job of taking away the deep stuff and crossing routes and everything else. But you saw it today at times, despite how poorly they played, they were in the football game. Amon-Ra made some plays. Laporta is back. It looked like he's going to make some plays. But up front has got to improve. Like I said before, this was the first game of Tyleik Williams' career, of Tate Ratledge's career. And those guys will improve. They will get better. They're good football players. But today was just not their day. And a lot of credit goes to Green Bay. The Packers needed this game. Green Bay has been embarrassed by the Lions at home the last 3 years. Last 3 years, embarrassed. And they haven't lost a home opener since 2012. And they came out today with more force and more fire. And that first drive set the tone, especially with how they protected Jordan Love. They did a really good job. DJ Reed got picked on. Terrion Arnold before he injured his groin, and we'll find out the severity of that throughout the week. Terrion had a poor game before he got hurt. But they got to flush this and get ready for the Bears next week. But we've waited so long for this. We knew it was going to be an important game. We knew it was going to be a 3-hour CBS broadcast talking about Micah Parsons, who I don't know, is Micah Parsons creating vaccines too? Is he curing cancer? Is he going to fix the economy? He might. If you listen to the CBS broadcast. Is next week's game on Fox? Please, can we get like Adam Amin in here, or Joe Davis and Greg Olson? Please, can we get somebody good? Oh, that was just painful to listen to today. But again, when you're getting your ass kicked, that's what happens. All right, I am going to hand out a game ball, and I was talking to my friend Ross Jackson, who's in charge of the NFL side of Locked On, and he does Locked On Saints. Ross is just the best. And he's like, "Oh, you're doing your game balls thing." And I said, "Yeah." I go, "But I have to leave the header on our screen if you're watching on YouTube. just game balls, ? Because I'm making a bid out of it. I am going to hand out one game ball, one. And I will do that coming up next right here on Locked On Lions. So are you looking for tickets to something, right? Well, NFL season is back, and honestly, there's nothing better than being in the stadium, surrounded by fans cheering on your team. Let's be honest. Getting tickets, though, can be a hassle. Between queues, login screens, prices jumping at checkout, it can get frustrating. That's why I use Gametime, the app that gives the advantage back to fans. Gametime is fast, easy, and backed by their Gametime guarantee. You'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included. So the price you see is the price you pay. Who's looking to get to the home opener Sunday against the Bears? The fans are going to be angry. They're going to be fired up. They're going to want to help the Lions knock off Benedict Ben Johnson. Want to be at the game? Check out Gametime. All right. I love the zone deals too. You pick the section, Gametime picks the seats, and you save big. There are Lions and Bears tickets on Gametime right now. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONFL. LOCKEDONFL. Yes, for $20 off. I can't even spell. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Gametime today. I do have some shout outs to give out for some of our everydayers. Shout out to the everyday listeners who watch or listen to the podcast daily. I ran into some people over the weekend. I got to find their names and give them some Locked On Lions love. My boy, Mark Sherman. I met Mark Sherman at an event at the Royal Oak Farmers Market on Friday night. Mark is a great guy, loves the show. Great to meet Mark the other night. Matthew and Jill Castle from Bombshell Ice Cream in Berkeley. The Castles. Matthew and Jill. Awesome people. Love the Lions. And Bombshell is apparently at Ford Field this year. Their stuff is awesome. So great to meet some of our listeners. And again, thank you to our everydayers that are out there that watch or listen to the podcast daily. If you want to leave a voicemail for tomorrow's show, for our call of the day, please do so at www.speakpipe.com/Dery, DERY podcast page. Dan Campbell after the game said, these are correctable mistakes. They did not come out and play the way the Lions wanted to play. I thought Dan did not have them prepared today. This team looked unprepared. Matt LaFleur checked the boxes. Green Bay and Jeff Hafley, their defensive coordinator. If you play the Jeff Hafley, Tony Romo drinking game, you're passed out because they mentioned him a lot. But those guys outworked the Lions today, outclassed them, outprepared them. The Lions just were not ready to play today. With that being said, I'm handing out one game ball, and that goes to Isaac Tesla. Now you're going to say, he caught one pass. Did you see his touchdown catch? That play, while it meant nothing in the grand scheme of things, the Lions are down 27-6. They're just trying to score some points at the end of the game, make it respectable. Try not to have the worst opening season loss since the Matt Patricia era 2018 when the Lions got blown out by the Jets. They lost like 41-6. Tesla made an unbelievable catch. One-handed on the left sideline in the end zone and somehow kept both feet in. If that play was in a part of the game that mattered, holy hell, what a catch. He didn't play a lot of snaps. He wasn't out there a ton, but that was some play, and he's getting a game ball from me. I would never have thought in a million years after week one that the Lions would have one touchdown, and that's it. And it was performed and made and created by none other than Michigan's own Isaac Tesla. But that was a heck of a catch, and he gets a game ball from me because I don't know how he kept his feet in bounds. No idea how that happened. That was incredible. So that's my game ball for today. Isaac Tisla was phenomenal. Again, Terrion Arnold groin injury was ruled out at the start of the fourth quarter. As far as the inactives today, Sione Vaki, Trevor Nowaski were hurt. Safety Thomas Harper, I don't even know who that is. Defensive tackle Chris Smith. Tyrus Wheat, who of course came over from the Cowboys. And Mekhi Wingo, who, yes, he came back the last week at training camp, but I guess the Lions deemed that he was not ready to play. All were inactive today. No real big surprises as far as the inactives go, but hopefully some of those guys are back and ready to go for Sunday against the Bears. Bears play tomorrow night, so we'll be scouting Chicago for Monday Night Football on ESPN at 8:20 as Chicago hosts the Vikings. I wouldn't say there were a ton of stunning developments around the league today. I did watch a lot of the Jets and Steelers. I did watch a lot of the Redskins, Commanders and Giants. Aaron Rodgers looked great today, 4 touchdowns. And Jalen Ramsey made an unbelievable play at the end of that game. Give Aaron Glenn credit for the Jets. That's the best the Jets have looked in years. Yes, they lost, but he made Justin Fields look decent. And Jets look like they got some playmakers. Colts, how about Danny Dimes destroying the Dolphins? I got news for you. Mike McDaniel, I don't know how long he lasts in Miami. Oh, my God. That team, horrible. All right, that'll do it for us for this Monday edition, or I should say Sunday edition of Locked On Lions. Tuesday, the newest member of the Pride of the Lions Hall of Fame, Robert Porcher. Rob's going to join us on Tuesday. We'll talk to big number 91 on the show Tuesday. We'll do the crossover Thursday with Lauren Cox from Locked On Bears. Lions fall to the Packers 27-13. Sky is not falling, folks. It's one game. All right, this is one loss. Big win for Green Bay. They needed it. They needed it badly. Let's see the Lions bounce back next week and get back to 1-1. I told you September. I had the Lions at 2-2 in September anyway. So got to get it back next week. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.